Yikes. Well, that was underwhelming. Welcome to Bite Size Bunny. My name's Tony, and today we are going to be talking about Directive 8020. This is the latest chapter in the Dark Pictures Anthology, and it is the weakest entry we've gotten in the series so far. In this game, you play as various members of a spaceship crew as they embark on the task of finding a new home for humanity. But things take a turn for the worst when their spaceship is damaged during this mission, and a mysterious alien life form has made its way on board. This extraterrestrial isn't friendly either, as it is picking off various members of the crew one by one and taking the form of your fellow crewmates, leaving you wondering who's actually still alive and who you can trust. It's basically The Thing but in space, except for it's nowhere near as good as the sci-fi masterpiece it is clearly inspired by. The story of Directive 8020 is very paint by numbers. It's not horrible, but there's nothing about it that really makes it stand out either. Normally with these games in the Dark Pictures series, they like to throw a curveball at you at some point in the narrative to spice things up, but in this installment it is very straightforward. What you see is basically what you get. The characters are bland. Usually with the games in this franchise, I'm able to find myself getting connected to at least a couple of the characters in the narrative, but in Directive 8020, I never found myself getting attached to anyone on this crew. They're all kind of just there. The horror elements are really underwhelming as well. I was disappointed by the lack of tension in this game. The monsters are kind of cool, but that's about as interesting as it gets. This chapter in the series also has a more gameplay focused approach, which sadly, it feels like the writing definitely suffered because of that focus on the gameplay. With the added insult to injury being the gameplay feels very uninspired. It's very repetitive, as players will be forced to do generic stealth sections and lazily crafted puzzles, but when you're not doing those two things, you'll be crawling around in vents, and that's basically the gameplay of Directive 8020 in a nutshell. Overall, Directive 8020 plays it overly safe, and it suffers because of it. Personally, this is my least favorite entry in the Dark Pictures series so far, and I'm going to be giving Directive 8020 a 4.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Like, subscribe, and all that YouTube stuff. And have you played Directive 8020 yet? If so, what are your thoughts on the game? I'd love to know.